my name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So if you're new to my channel, this is the first time you see one of my videos, you will not be aware that I have been predicting the end of Western civilization for about the last 6 months. You know, I'm predicting I think it's going to go down. Listen, you have to go back and watch my videos to find out my insane reasoning for why I believe this to be the case. But it seems to be happening. Okay, it seems to have started. There's a perfect storm of just a lot of stuff going down. Just a lot of hyperinflation, stock market implosion. My country's at war, apparently. I was doing a live stream last night, and we had an air raid siren, right here. And I never get air raid. We never get sirens here. So that's a bit. So the world could be ending. It could be. I don't know if it's gonna. It might all just blow over. I would like to think it's just gonna blow over. But yeah, I think we can say with absolute certainty. But I live in Israel. If you don't know, it's just clue you in. Something we can say with absolute certainty: the world is over. The world has ended for Noel Clarke. I don't see him getting his way out. This one, Noel Clarke has been accused of. Well, actually, honestly, nothing criminal apart from one allegation, which is completely refuted and unsubstantiated as evidence to the contrary for it. But I think basically Noel Clarke just pissed people off. People didn't like him. He rubbed them up the wrong way. People don't like, chirpy laddie type people. It does wind up. What type of feminists? It winds feminists up chronic. And I think that's why his career in life is over. And I think they want him to kill himself. I hope he doesn't. I hope he comes out. In fact, no, there's no chance you're watching this. No, but I just want to let you know your career isn't over, okay? Because traditional media is dying. Traditional media is dying. Start a YouTube channel, mate. Start a YouTube channel, and we will buy your crap. Go and look at Mega Geek's channel, Rebecca Gold. You could do very well doing something similar to that. In fact, go give my mate Mega Geek a call. He will sort you out. He will totally sort you out, and your career can keep going. Oh, talk to Gina Carano. People who have survived cancellation. But basically, his career in mainstream TV and movies essentially over. It seems to me it's essentially over. He needs to build up an audience again. Somewhat tragic. And going down with him quite hard now is John Barrowman, which I am very upset about. I freaking love John Barrowman. There is no off position on the John Barrowman awesome switch because he's freaking awesome. Much like when the Titanic went down, if you're caught in its wake, you're going down with it. John Barrowman is going down. He's already been removed from some Doctor Who product merchandise, which it was added to at great expense, right? So I think it's fair to say that John Barrowman's cancellation is underway. Now this has happened. I think actually we're going to talk about what it is. I think he's in trouble. I think he's genuinely in trouble. Before we get into the story, can I ask you, can you hit the like button? That'd be freaking awesome. And I want to be clear, I don't really like this story, but I want you to hit the like button anyway. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. We're getting close to 3,000 subscribers. The 3,000 subscribers, that sticks, right? Because when you get more subscribers, YouTube always takes them away from you. They don't like you getting subscribed. Well, me anyway, getting subscribers. So the 3,000 subscriber will be added into my next graphic novel, Crown of the Empire, which is kind of like, you ever seen the 1960s movie Zulu with Michael Caine? So basically imagine that on Mars, okay, with aliens and steampunk stuff. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But you will be on that. You're going to need to send me a picture of yourself. I'm going to pose you and tell you so. But that's basically, you will be in my next graphic novel, which I'm looking forward to launching. What I need to do before I launch it though is fulfill my current campaign over here, which I'm basically up to. The files are ready. Everything's ready to go. It's all dependent on the printer, how long it's going to take, and I want to have a final week run to finish it off. That means I've got to get the new campaign, the trailer, everything ready for the new campaign, so I can launch it as I close this, right? I've been saying about a week, but I've been saying about a week for the last 3 weeks. Okay, so it's really ramping up. But go check it out. It's freaking awesome. Listen, I think us in search of good media, look no further. And by the way, my channel's been demonetized, so you really help me out if you do want to have a look and consider buying these graphic novels. So you got 2 graphic novels here. We have biblical Bible stories, atheists, creators, rationalists, rogues. It's a very, very biblically accurate, but I think not preachy. That's my goal, is it for it to be not preacher. I don't really care if you don't agree with me about life. Okay, if you're not crazy Jewy, it doesn't bother me, right? You can live however you want to live. I'm really going. This is just my perspective. It's I think it's really kind of an epic story, tying together the Tower of Babel, the flood, Noah's Ark, the Raven being my favorite character, and the Book of Jonah, all into one seamless narrative. So there's going to be bits you recognize, but not the detail. Because honestly, the trouble with Bible stories is that people stop learning them when they're like 3, right? When they're about maybe 5. Let's say you're crazy religious. 5, right? So as you get older, your knowledge and understanding of like math and science, philosophy matures like a normal human being, but your knowledge of biblical stories stay at a 5-year-old's level. So everybody thinks they're children's stories. They're not. They're freaking awesome. So anyway, that's graphic novel. That's graphic novel number 1. Graphic novel number 2. That's 220 pages. By this is 105 pages. This is a ton of fun. The Imperium, a love letter to telefantasy of the 1960s. It's essentially Patrick Troughton's Doctor Who, Emma Peel, James Bond, the Black Slab from 2001, and a monkey in a spacesuit with lots of cameo appearances of toilet paper and the prisoner. So if you get both, you get a bunch of extras. I'm just going to whiz through them quickly. You get the For the Male Gaze series, a bunch of art cards. These are going to be postcards, so you can mail them to your vicar, you can mail them to your granny. I tell you, I want to keep hold of that one though. Mail to your vicar, mail them to your granny. You can do whatever you want with them. But these are all based on my things that turned me on when I was a young tiny tot. And we hit $8,000, or about $700 away from that now. Everyone's going to get this A2 poster just for free, thrown in. What the hell? You get this poster thrown in with your order. It's 18 by 22. If we don't hit it, it's an add-on. You can get it. It's like extra $3. We got other posters. We got The Eyes Have It. We have Great Balls of Fire, and we have Forever Young. We have a new piece of artwork which I kind of premiered last night. Got to do a little bit more work, and hopefully be finished today. And I'll launch it on my live stream tomorrow on Thursday. So there you go. Fantastic stuff. So what isn't fantastic stuff? This. Let's start over here. Okay, so this is a statement from Time Fracture. Now, Time Fracture is the live Doctor Who. What would you call it? Like live immersive theater? It sounds really cool. Okay, you know what it sounds like? It sounds like a ride at Disney. You ever been to Disney? It sounds like a ride at Disney, or an immersive ride where you're part of the story. I would do it if I was in London, but it's a freaking fortune. It's like was it £40, £60? It's very expensive, but if I was in London, I would totally do it because it sounds fun. So they filmed these video inserts with John Barrowman and Dave Bradley. The videos for them are still up on the Doctor Who YouTube channel, the official Doctor Who YouTube channel promoting it, and it looks really good. However, John Barrowman has been sucked into a vortex of Me Too. Because Noel Clarke has been accused of I'm really not sure, like being a bit he of sniggering, basically, of sexual harassment is what he's been accused of. I'm not sure how much I believe the allegation. There's one allegation where he talked a young actress into doing a nude audition. And then secretly filmed it. So that's the allegation made by, I think, his assistant at the time. He vigorously denies it, obviously. But listen, in all fairness, Bill Clinton vigorously denied it as well. And we all kind of knew there was something going on with those cigars in the Oval Office, right? Okay, obviously he vigorously denied it. But also, the casting director was also in the room. This was for a casting for a scene for Adulthood, maybe. Or Brotherhood. I haven't seen actually. I saw Kidulthood and Adulthood, which I thought were both very good. I like Noel Clarke's work in general, right? But it seems to be. But the casting director said no, that never happened. It's not possible. So it sounds like there's some personal animosity going on against Noel Clarke in that allegation, and everything else is just people. He's pissed off. Like one other story was. at a rap party. One of the production assistants did a cartwheel, did the splits, and her legs were in the air, and Noel Clarke apparently took a picture of it as he did it, and so the picture basically has her legs in the air with her knickers showing, right? And he was like looking at it with other people and giggling. Yeah, that sounds like it's something that could have happened. It sounds like a laddish behavior to me. That's what it sounds like, and I understand that rubs up people the wrong way, especially woke skulls. They do not like it whatsoever. But anyway, so as part of his cancellation, though, then a clip circulated from must be 10 years ago when it was a convention and Noel Clarke was on stage with Camille Kaduri and I think Annette, what's her name? Played what's her name? The Slovene, went on to EastEnders, whatever her name is. Talking about Noel Clarke, right? Being somewhat not Noel Clarke, John Barrowman being somewhat inappropriate on set. Like he would apparently get his dick out and use it for comedic purposes, which yeah, that seems like something wouldn't happen in your average office. To me, though, I mean, that sounds completely believable. They described it as antics, right? He described it as like on-set antics, and apparently he was reprimanded because it's deeply unprofessional. But yeah, to me, it just sounds like this is what actors do, right? Actors joke around doing weird stuff and it seemed like everybody recounting the story wasn't traumatized, but genuinely found it funny. The story's funny at least. Like Camille Kaduri was talking about. Noel Clarke said Camille Kaduri was in makeup or something, and suddenly looked down on her shoulder, and then was John Barrowman's dick on the show. I mean, yeah, that sounds a bit extreme. It doesn't sound like sexual harassment. It sounds like he's a naughty boy. Now, I honestly, I have a bit of a soft spot for people being naughty boys. Okay, this is an aside, but you come here for the asides, I think. When my father passed away several years ago, I had to give the eulogy, which I don't mind speaking. I think you noticed that. I had to give the eulogy, so it was in front of a bunch of my neighbors came from my town. It drove an hour away to the cemetery. I was really, really touched, right? So I got up and give this eulogy. I talked about my dad and said, let me tell you about my dad. Okay, he was a naughty boy. He liked being a naughty boy, and he was very good at being a naughty boy, which I think what caught the eye of my mother, because he was, again, a very naughty boy. And there are many examples. And I said this. Okay, in Israel, by the way, you don't have coffins. You have the dead person who you're burying is wrapped in a prayer shawl, laying out, freaking next to you as you're speaking. Oh my God! Ask me another time about what happened at the funeral. There's freaky stuff. Anyway, so I get up in front of my dead father, literally laying next to me, and said, "Look, David, he was a very naughty boy." Let me give an example of him being a naughty boy when he was in hospital. Again, and this is true. This really happened. Me telling this story and the story, both of it really happened. So before he died, he was his liver basically went, right, which was bit sucked really. He never drank, but his liver went, and he was in hospital. By the way, huge shout out to the British National Health Service. They looked after him just wonderfully. The quality of care he got in, which I can't remember the hospital. The one in London is just absolutely breathtaking. I will forever ever have just complete love for the NHS, how they looked after my father. Anyway, so one morning, I get there in the morning, sit with him, whatever, and the nurse comes in. I think she was West African. Nobody in London is from England anymore. Okay, especially nobody with a job. Nobody working in the outside job. Everybody's from somewhere else other than East Europe. So it is. The nurse comes and says, "Good morning, David." That was his name. "Good morning, David. How are you today?" And he says, "Oh, my balls hurt." Now again, I'm in a religious. I'm in like a prayer, like a burial hall, a burial chapel. Which I say, "My balls hurt." And I hear a gasp in the room as I say it. And he says, and so the nurse said, "Oh, David, I'm sorry to hear that." He says, if you give them a kiss, they might feel better. And she says, oh, David, you're a naughty boy. And he was a naughty boy. Okay, so that, I think that aside was totally worth it. Totally worth the time. So anyway, so that's basically what happened to John Barrowman, and his life looks like it's going to be over, right? So we see the first cancellation here. What's happening with Captain Jack and Torchwood in the show? Again, this is the Time Fracture. Go and check out his the video he made for shooting it. Look, I mean, look at it. He got into character. He got into makeup. He had his hair done. Like, they must have paid him real money for this. This is a big hit for them. Is that Immersive Area have taken the decision to remove this pre-record from Doctor Who Time Fracture. We will continue to include content that pays tribute to the to this brilliant show that is Torchwood, and not disappoint fans. They're already disappointed, right? If it was in London and I was going to go, I'm not anymore, right? And I'm not going. Okay, you've lost me. You've lost me at this. I would recommend we should be politely, professionally, not angrily, get in contact with their customer service and say, listen, if it was ever an idea that I would consider visiting you, visiting your entertainment, it's now no longer a possibility because I found this abhorrent, right? This decision, it's just disgusting. And are working on an exciting storyline to be announced soon. So basically, they're going to get, I don't know, Eve Miles in. I'll get somebody else in to fill that role. But this is a very expensive hit they're taking, right? This is a very expensive hit. For what? For what? We live in cancel culture. That's for what? That's what. So let's going into the story a little bit deeper about what actually happened. Hang on a second. Let me just so I can. This is from the Daily Mail. Is this the whole? In fact, let me just make this longer. There you go. Professional lines were sometimes blurred. Okay, so Gareth David Lloyd from Torchwood, he had to speak about on John Barrowman's behavior after he admitted to exposing himself on set. You know, like when Noel Clarke was talking about this, he said, "Don't do this in your office. You might get arrested." And the reason he could say this 10 years ago because it was ludicrous. The idea that you would face consequence for this type of behavior. That the consequence that you would lose work and you would be become unemployable. It was ludicrous 10 years ago, and we look how well we've come. Look how well we've come. The actor, 40, admitted professional lines were blurred, but added that Barrowman's on-set behavior was always meant to entertain. That is absolutely what it appears to me, right? It appears to me that he was just joking around, for God's sake, as a goof. I know it's his dick. Calm down. And I would say, if you're a young actor or actress, whatever, and you find this kind of behavior intolerable, maybe acting isn't for you, right? That's what you might want to consider. Maybe that profession isn't for you. If you're not tough enough to be able to, like, not have a hissy fit meltdown about this, which I think nobody actually is. Nobody who's there actually is. This is all the insane Twitterati. They're just, and why are they coming after this gay man? It's because they smell blood and they can, right? That's exactly why, because they smell blood and they can. On Friday, Barrowman, 54, apologized for exposing himself, but insisted showing his penis was all in good humor. I believe you, right? But again, the woke skulls who have no ability of personal interaction with other human beings, like, you know, social justice warriors don't human that well, right? They're not very good at being human beings. They can't cope with it, right? They're very, very uncomfortable with their own existence. They can't interact with people because they live on freaking Twitter. That's why. But yeah, I guess he's come under the eye of the Inquisition. Too late, mate. I'm sorry. Apologize for exposing himself, but insists he's showing his penis all in good humor. And I want to be clear right now. And this is why this has happened, right? This is why this has happened. Don't tell me he's not being cancelled. He is being cancelled. How much further will it go is the question, right? How much more is he going to be cancelled? He's got a Torchwood graphic novel coming out. They have big finishes. Their Torchwood line going to continue. They'll talk about reviving to it. Like he's been put on notice. He might be removed from Dancing on Ice or Dancing with the Stars. One of these crappy talent contest that he brings life and humor to by being just a wonderful guy. And I just want to be absolutely clear, right? It's not like me and John Barrowman ally on pretty much anything in terms of like real world. I'm a Bible thumping creationist, right? I believe in God. I believe in the Old Testament. Not generally speaking a document known to be too LGBTQ plus friendly, right? John Barrowman, very LGBTQ plus friendly. We should be, but you know what? The truth is, this is the which is just so forgotten today. Even somebody who you have fundamental disagreements with, you agree with much more on a lot more stuff. And I agree with his love of life. I agree with his humor. I agree with him being a naughty boy, right? I agree with all that. I think it's great. I think it's great that he is who he is. But again, the Taliban, the Twitter Taliban, they have no sense of humor. So all they can do is say, the penis was out. Must be evil. Because they're idiots. Because they're absolute idiots. Barron's correspondent Noel Clark 45 has been a centre of new claims, this time during his Doctor Who spell, right? He said, with the benefit of hindsight, I understand him upset may have been caused. Yeah, and honestly, John, I understand that you're trying to remain honest. It is, yeah, upset may have been caused, and then in parentheses saying, two arseholes, right? Basically, they're all arseholes. Let's read a bit deeper. Clark has vehemently denies sexual misconduct and criminal behavior. Well, I don't think is there any credible allegation of criminal behavior? It's one thing for them to say there's criminal behavior. It's another thing to act on there being criminal behavior. Now, listen, I don't know what happened with Kevin Spacey. I really don't know what the allegations is. I mean, the allegations is, as far as the allegations are, that he raped boys, right? That's the allegation. I don't know any details about that allegation, but if that allegation is real, shouldn't he be charged and sent to jail or like prosecuted? Shouldn't that happen? Yeah, if that didn't happen, why isn't he in movies anymore? Right? What like? If you get, they could redo House of Cards that last season. It might be watchable. I don't know. Fine. Torchwood star Gary David Lloyd has spoken about his co-star John Barrowman's behavior after he admitted exposing himself on set. We just said all this. He apologized, exposing himself repeatedly while filming Torchwood the Doctor Who, but says it was just tomfoolery as the show's architect Russell David denied knowing anything about inappropriate behavior set. Bull crap. RTD, you knew it and you giggled. And which we all did. We all did. We all found it funny. This is not a new allegation. This is from about 10 years ago. Right? Like, we all knew about it. Right? But no, the Inquisition is that we must vilify, pillory anybody who I don't know, who we can. That's basically who we can. It really is like what's that? What was it called? There's a Doctor Who story named after it. After the French Revolution, the summer of what was it called? The Reign of Terror. Okay, Reign of Terror. That's what we are in right now. David Lloyd 40, who played Anto Jones on Cypher, said admitted professional lives were sometimes blurred, but added Barrowman said was always meant to entertain. Yeah. Just look how charming. Okay, I'm going to zoom in. Again, the most charming, nicest, upbeat, optimistic person in the entire world. Yeah, that says more about the woke scolds than anything else, right? That they just can't deal with it. It comes after former runner who worked on Torchwood told Guardian that his on-set behavior was accepted. Yes, it was accepted because, it wasn't a big deal, except to children like you. They said, sometimes he'll call me into the dressing room and I'll knock on the door and he'll say, oh, look at this, and he'll just have his willy out standing in the doorway. It was a kind of accepted, it was his thing. Okay. They people do that in the entertainment industry. Generally speaking, actors aren't renowned for their moral clarity and decency, right? Did I miss that? We skipped this 1 second. In a statement given Metro UK, in my experience on Torchwood, John's behaviour on set was always meant to entertain, make people laugh, and keep their spirits and energy high as we're working long days. Yes, it might. This is really the most important slide of the whole thing, right? Because it actually says, it quotes him. It may be that because we were so close as a cast that professional lines were sometimes blurred in excitement. I was too inexperienced to know any different, but we were always laughing. And I think that joy, that joy really shone out in Torchwood. You could see like Barrowman's love of Torchwood through it. But yeah, John, you're in trouble, mate. Again, I can't believe they're removing him from Time Fracture, right? I just like, what's next? What's next? And I really, really think if it's something that upsets you, you should get in contact politely with their whatever their media resources, whatever however they interact with customer service. And the John I knew on set would have never behaved in a way he thought was affecting something negatively. From what I knew, that is not of his nature. Never met him, but that's really what the impression I got from him as well. He just seems like he probably did get his dick out and wave it around, but he seems like a pretty lovely chap at the same time. He was a kind of whirlwind of positive energy. Yes, you see that so clearly. Always very generous, kind, and wonderful. Wonderfully supportive actor, sort of lead actor to have at the helm of the show, and I think that's the reason why Torchwood was successful. There he is again, it's being just incredibly charming. So the former run, that could be office, and he's unmentionable to dangling. ITV was recently urged to axe John Barrowman as a judge of Dancing on Ice. Yeah, by whom? Exactly. And he's like, look, I didn't bother even looking at this stuff. I wasn't going to do videos on this at all until I saw he was actually cancelled for something. Right, so a judge on Dancing on Ice after he admitted repeatedly twice on the Doctor Who and Torchwood set. Tory MP Alec Shelbrooke told Sun on Sunday that the ice skating competition is a family show and the actor should not be part of it. Well, will you piss off? Oh God, just goes to show you every politician is an arsehole. Okay, MP Alex Shelbrooke, you are a moron beyond morons, right? Do you really think that because when he's on Dancing on Ice, he's judging, he's like, that was good, but you know what would have been great? If you get your dick out, wave it around. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen, is it, mate? God, I know nothing about this MP other than I hate him intently. She proclaimed inappropriate behavior like this is not acceptable, no matter what the circumstances. Bull crap. Excuse me. Context is everything. Context is always everything. Now, in context, if it's bad, then in context it's bad. But in context, if it's not bad, then you need to calm the hell down, arsehole. ITV and BBC should have a responsibility with the standards on set. Okay, what the hell? Okay, this was over a decade ago. Right? What do you want to? So we want to end this guy's career because a decade ago he consensually, basically, very, very. I think the overwhelming testimony was this was a very consensual, happy, penis showing from what I can tell. It seems to be fine. I mean, it's like saying he should be banned because he took off all his clothes. Really? There's no context. That's okay, but he was in the shower. Alone. No, he took his clothes off, and nudity is wrong. We must burn the heretic. This government is not to show they're not condoning such behavior in any way. Oh, shut up. It's incumbent on any human being to say they're not condoning you in any way. Mark Williams Thomas, an investigative journalist who exposed Jimmy Savile. Well, I think Jimmy Savile exposed himself quite a bit. I can't say that on YouTube. We all know what Jimmy Savile did. Told the publication it'll be interesting to see how the channels reacted to Barrowman's admission. Listen, if this is not good news for him. It's not good news. I think this is terrible, right? I really do. He made a comment while referring to how Barrowman's co-star Noel Clark 45 had been dropped by multiple networks and BAFTA after being accused of being a sexual predator by 20 women. Again, there is no jurisprudence. There's no justice, right? The reason we need to be somebody needs to be innocent until proven guilty. The reason that we need that as a society is so we can have a form of justice. Mob rule is never justice. Even if Clark is guilty, right? Even if he's guilty of sin, mob rule is never justice, right? And so this is not good news. The contacted Barrowman's representative and ITV spoke with further comment. On Friday, Barrowman told Guardian in his high spirits aim was only ever intended in good humor to entertain on set and not as sexual harassment. Yes! Obviously, with the benefit of hindsight, yeah, we've already said, benefit of hindsight, I understand this upset may have caused by my exuberant behavior, and I apologize for this briefly. Yeah, he was reprimanded, I believe. Since my apology in November 2008, my understanding of the behavior have also changed. My understanding and behavior have also changed. Okay, this is 13 years ago, 12 and a half years ago. 12 and a half years ago, and he said sorry, and he stopped doing it. But no, end his career. This is the world we live in. Fine. So then we, now that's just recounting Noel Clark, recounting John Barrowman getting his dick out. Go and find my other video about that. It's funny, right? I'll put it in the video notes. It's actually, it's a funny story, well told. And when I first started mooting, is Barrowman in trouble? Is he going to cancel? I thought, no way. There's no way. There's absolutely no way he's going to get cancelled. He's John Barrowman. Everybody loves John Barrowman. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. This is just tragic. I hope this is where it ends, right? I hope this is where it ends. Again, I want to contact Time Fracture and say this is a terrible decision, and I will not be supporting your company. Even if I could. Even if I could, it was an absolutely terrible decision. It's always bad to kowtow to a mob. It's always bad to be part of council culture. I don't know any other way to say it. So if you don't like council culture, if you don't like, again, I want to be clear. My channel has been demonetized. What am I saying? Some council culture as well. If you want to fight back against it, fight the power. May I suggest you go check out my graphic novel. Okay, that would certainly be a way of fighting the power and showing the man who's boss, who's the boss, baby. That's you. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin. Do you want to buy from another planet? Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.